The following program is rated TV MAL, TV MALS, TV MALSV. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I do think it's a little unfair for like having two senators in California representing millions of people, where like Delaware that has like 1,500 or something.
Well, I'm glad you weren't a founding father then.
Oh, that was an excellent burn there by Culture Casino. Welcome back, everybody, to This Week in Bullshit. I am your host, Justin Proper, and the man who delivered that excellent burn, Culture Casino. Culture, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. How are you?
I'm doing better. I'm more educated after last week's stream.
Very good.
Thanks to you. So thank you very much for that. I thought that was one of the funniest lines last week. It was absolutely perfect. Joining us once again is none other than Madmartigan. Madmartigan, nice to have you back.
It's great to be back. By the way, Casino, that reactivated my burns. It was so bad. Like,
no, well, I'm sorry about that, my friend. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't you dare apologize.
I'm not apologizing to you, not to you, Justin, to him.
Also here with us is one of the members of the Queen's Council, according to Christie. Christie,
hello.
How are you?
I'm well.
Ooh.
Glad you dressed up, kind of.
She looks fancy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're doing a Halloween little thing on for the show tonight, so I was like, "Fuck it, I just might as well change the avatar."
Nice. Is that going to be on your channel?
Yeah. Or
right.
I could do this. Here we go.
Okay.
I'll be Steven. There we go.
Perfect.
That's worse than
absolutely mine. Perfect. Speaking of queens, we also have Reina Creole. Reina Creole, welcome.
Hey,
Lorena?
welcome. Glad to be here.
Right? Did I say Lorena? No, I didn't.
You said Lorena.
You said Lorena. It's
no,
okay.
I didn't. No, I didn't. No
I'm
way.
I'm a kidney now. Yes, Queen Kidney, I guess now.
Lorena Creole. Oh my God. Shame on me.
I know what
Shame
you
on
meant.
me for that. Improper. First of many tonight, I imagine. Also joining us today, our guest of honor. You may know him from Friday Night Tights, Comix Division.
How's it going?
With
Hey.
an amazing little goatee going right here. It looks fabulous right now. You remind me, the goatee reminds me of Serge Tankian from System of a Down. I think that's the look that you're going for.
I get a lot of rocker references despite
90s
not
grunge.
trying to impersonate. There we go. So that's the word I'm looking for. Musicians from the 90s.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think. I'm sure that in the right environment you would intimidate people, but no, I wouldn't say impersonate. No, you are who you are, and I think it looks lovely. Anybody who's trying to insult you, go fuck themselves.
Real quick. I was gonna bring on Jason in my place, and I was thinking about Comix Division because I've never talked to him before. I'm like, well, how can I make fun of him to endear myself to him? Well, as Jason. And I was like, oh man, like with that goatee, like he looks like the bass player for any of the like rock bands that were trying to be disturbed in the late like 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, so this is really weird. So I actually look a lot like, I'm trying to remember the name of the band. I think it's Mariana's Trench. I look a lot like, I think it's the lead singer. It's pretty uncanny. I have no idea who these people are, but a waitress mentioned that to me. I was like, okay.
Although you do have a very uncanny resemblance to Wes Moody. I'm kidding, of course. Wes Moody, the Wes Moody webcast. How are you?
I got done watching Star Trek Discovery, so I'm confused. I'm deeply confused right now.
I think everybody's confused about what happened to Gene scraping up that body. I can only imagine the frustration. I'm not a big Trekkie myself, so I don't understand it. But yeah, I saw that too. But last but certainly not least, our dick from the UK, Richard.
Yeah, it took me a minute to come in. Culture's burn was so bad, I felt it all the way across the ocean.
Absolutely. Now let's quickly just let's acknowledge the chat real quick. First we have Mike. Mike, he's just laughing. I don't know what he's laughing at, but okay. Thank you, Christie, for the super sticker. I greatly appreciate that. The
Pooper sticker.
Yeah, you call it the pooper sticker?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. I appreciate that. You don't have to do that.
I know.
I appreciate it.
Well, it's not a stream unless you have a pooper sticker from Christie and a very phallic unicorn for Culture Casino.
Yep.
I already sent Comix one on his stream that he's having later on today.
By the way, thank you for that Culture Casino, the Doomicorn right there. Gonna have to. Oh my God! And look at you, Madmartigan, with the peach. That's so dirty. If only I can show it on here to just show everybody exactly what he posted. But I know what you're trying to say. Mad. I appreciate it.
I guess
Yeah. Okay.
peach is a
yeah,
great fruit.
sure.
I mean, personally, I could eat one.
Okay, cool. We know what you're trying to say, you dirty man, you. Stone Cold Jeremy, thank you so much for the super chat. Looking forward to another Twib show. Cheers. Yes, cheers indeed. And happy early Halloween. Happy early election. This is going to be the last one before it all happens. We may not even know the results, but we don't have to talk about that right now. Runner says, hey, guys, Runner Studios. He's just calling himself Runner now. Okay, I'm down. I'm down with that.
He's
I'm
just
still gonna-
pissed because I kill him in Among Us a lot.
I'm still going to call him Runner Studios for at least another 6 weeks before I figure it out.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
I probably will too. With the banana? What's with
It's a flaccid banana.
I love it. The flaccid banana and then Madmartigan's peach. I love the combination. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Hail everyone, says Jeremy. 5 Russia approved and kick Justin. Okay, well, that's funny. I love it. I love it. Wes Moody, thank you for the $2 super chat. Greatly appreciated. Hashtag Klutzman has set a new low with STDs this week. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was possible. I did not think it was possible. But,
It was the Gene Roddenberry thing.
As someone who lives in the UK, all this Brexit crap in Star Trek is really starting to piss me off.
Is that what they're trying to do?
They went heavy. They went heavy on Earth's not a part of the Federation. I'm just going to give the Cliff's Notes version. Earth's not a part of the Federation. They literally have a shield around the planet anytime a visitor visits Earth. Oh my God, it's so stupid.
Hell no.
Is it a beautiful shield? Like the most beautiful shield you've ever seen?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful shield. It's a beautiful shield. It's the most amazing shield ever put around the Earth.
The shield
It's terrific.
just got 10 feet high.
Come on, man.
Did they make the
No one does it better than me.
And they have an evil and intimidating alien, and that looks like a bug, but they pulled a helmet off, and it's an evil white dude.
Oh, by the way,
No.
Justin, your mic is peaking a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm so glad I'm not watching that show. Picard
And
did it for me.
now
Oh,
he's muted
God,
himself.
Picard. Don't even get me started on Picard.
Justin, never mind.
This is sunk lower than Picard.
Comics, yours is
amazingly.
a little crackly. by the way.
Oh, now that's
Is
bad.
mine pretty bad too?
It's a little cracky.
Little
It's just
bit.
you guys.
Not bad.
I don't know what you're
Crackle-dee?
talking about.
Let me
We're
see if I can go back to my other device real quick.
I think you're doing just fine.
So, Justin, are you supposed to be Dutch? Is that who you are, Dutch?
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with Dutch.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I like the
Lorena,
comments
thank
you
you for
have.
the popcorn super sticker. You don't have to do that. You guys don't have to do that. But yeah, oh my gosh, we're almost 10 minutes in. We're having a great time so far. Hopefully everybody in the chat is having a good time so far. We're going to say hello to all of you real quick. Smash that like button if you don't mind. I would greatly appreciate that. Trap, Alexander Trap, blessing us with his presence, saying, hey, Justin, hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day too. Fat Steven Seagal says, well, Cobra Kai's now ruined for me. What happened? What happened? Did somebody tweet something you didn't like? Was there a trailer you didn't like? I don't know. Like, did you watch the season 2? I don't know what you're talking about, Steven. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you wearing? It's a gi, asshole.
It's
You should
not
know
a
that. I love you, Runner. The CJH, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, man? Hail.
Ooh.
Theme Park Casual says, sweep the leg. Yes, indeed. Good to see you here. By the way, you can catch me on Park Hoppin pretty soon. I'm making a video for them. So that should come out pretty soon.
About time.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while. Soul Assassin says, hey, y'all. Hey, what is up?
What's up?
Hey.
Okay, I backed off the gain a little bit, so I think it will not crackle anymore.
I don't know if that means
Sounds good to
anymore.
me.
So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes, this
No,
is an
almost-
all-star panel. I agree. All the stars are here. Everybody here is a superstar here. The Gilk Man. The Gilk Man. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Hail, Thomas Gilkey.
Hey, Thomas.
He says,
Hail,
I
Thomas.
can never see Christie in the same light. LOL. Thanks for scaring me, Christie.
You're
LOL.
welcome.
Candy corn sucks. What is he talking about?
The avatar I had of Steven.
Well, I mean, I agree with the point that candy corn sucks.
It
It
does.
does suck.
Are we all in agreement here?
Yeah, I think we are.
No.
I think
Oh,
so.
well.
I did a
No.
PSA about
Lorena,
how much it sucks.
Lorena likes it.
No.
Professor Nutty Balls or something.
Yeah.
What was the name of that
Professor
thing?
Nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Professor Nutty and I, we did do a PSA on the dangers of candy corn.
Now I love candy corn. Y'all hit. I get the nice candy corn made with honey, not that cheap ass dollar store candy
No.
corn. Y'all must be trying.
This is one in every crowd.
By the way, hello, Storyman Jack. Very nice to see you here. Soul Assassin has a question for you, Comix Division. Has the beard ever got you a free drink?
No, actually, it has not.
Crap.
Yes. Allow me to be the first one at whenever we have another meetup. I will buy you your first free drink. How
Whenever
about that? Just for
December
the
9,
beer. Not even because I know you or anything. No, just because of the beer. That's it.
However, the last time I was in Vegas, a coworker of mine got me pretty loaded off of Bailey's and I think it was Bailey's Irish Cream.
Oh yeah. Very nice. Did you drink the whole bottle?
It was rough, man. I was to the point where I was like, I had to turn to one of my other coworkers. It's like, you got to get me back to my hotel room. I'm not going to find a way. It was pretty bad.
Just
Oh my
keep
goodness.
this in mind, amateurs. Some of us drink Jaeger shooters with kamikaze chasers. So bring it.
And
No, I
some
don't
of us
mess
just
with
drink
Jaeger.
Jaeger straight from the bottle.
I do not mess
on an
with
entire
Jaeger.
monetization
anymore.
stream that is no longer available.
I
Let's
wonder
just put it-
why.
I remember that stream.
Gotta stay.
No, this was a year ago. It was rough. It was not good.
Got-
no
gotta
one
stay
should
away-
have. Yeah, what?
Gotta stay away from liqueurs, man. Those make you puke.
I survived, but
I will never. No, I can't tell that story. Nope.
there are many stories we can't tell here.
I vote for story time.
Yeah, Christy, what were you saying?
Shut up. Read.
I gotta
Hi,
get to
Thomas.
super chats.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you once again, Thomas Gilkey, for the
Thomas.
super chat, the 99 super chat. I was referring to the Steven picture I saw a few minutes ago. LOL. Justin is okay, but culture is better. Much love to you all. Subscribe to culture, not just in typical Thomas Gilkey fashion, as he
Thank you,
always does.
Thomas. Thomas
you
is
so
a
much.
is a refined person of culture. And understands, what being cultured is all about. So thank you very much, Thomas. You are a man among men and the heart and soul of the Fandom Menace. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Snowdub, hey. thank you.
Well, hang on. I've just got to say before we. I mean, how could you not subscribe to Culture right now? Look at his costume he brought with him, also known as the Avatar.
Oh, yes. Darn. I thought it was my hair.
That's a very impressive costume.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm Nerd Cookie's Batwoman.
Oh Jesus! All right, I'm gonna read all of these super chats, and then we're gonna start out with some of the funny shit that happened this week. Snowdub, thank you so much for the super chat. Great to be on your stream the other night. He says hashtag bring back Jenny, hashtag gender check, hashtag cotton connection. Okay, you know what? I will do one of those things for you. Here we go. Bing, bada boom. Here. There we go.
Aw.
Jenny. There's Jenny. There's proper Jenny for you.
It's funny
You happy now?
that would have actually been an easier costume for you than the gi that you've got on right now.
It's not a gi.
There's another version of a proper Jenny, but it looks a little bit more like me right here. This is what someone had made of me a while ago.
Oh, was that from the gender swap app?
Yeah. It was that. It was pretty fun. It's just pretty awful. Yeah. Thank you, Snowda, for the super chat. Storyman Jack, thank you for the $5. I appreciate that, man. He says, "Isn't everything in Hollywood is junk right now? Everything in Hollywood is junk right now. And check out my horror story playlist before Halloween. I will make sure to do that. And yeah, everything in Hollywood has been junk for quite some time.
Yep.
And yeah, even the trash isn't getting released now, for better or worse. It's that bad. It's that bad. Yeah, seriously, man. I can't even begin to tell you just how just fucked up it is. It's really bad. Hopefully it gets better, but maybe that's wishful thinking. Hey, what's up, Trap? Thank you for the $5. He says, just showing my support for the channel. Well, I appreciate that, man. Hey, I really do. Trap, you're a good guy, and hopefully, I think he just crossed 1,000 subs a little bit ago.
Oh, nice.
So get his watch hours out, get it up, and just run his videos. He's a really good guy. He's been working at this longer than I have, so he's a good guy.
Yeah, I love watching Trap streams.
Yeah, they're really fun.
Great
really
channel.
Fun.
Absolutely. Sub
really
to him.
is.
I'll have to drop in.
And thank you, Nick McCabe, one of two of the Toxic Twins from Australia, the Australian Toxic Twins. He says, "Hey, everyone, hope you're having a marvelous day." Well, I hope you're having a marvelous day for you. You, Nick, I hope you're having such a great day. I really do, because you have been so supportive. You and Sam have been amazing. You guys have started your own channels, which is really cool. You've been getting yourselves out there on live streams. That's really exciting. I can't wait to see what you guys have the future. Now, let's get on with the show. Almost 17 minutes in. Oh my goodness. We're going to have a fun stream. I just know it. So let's get into the news of the stupid today. So the first one we have, so some idiots decided to break into an escape room, and the thieves crack open the safe, but they find only riddles.
Oh, that's
hilarious. They apparently thought that it was a regular establishment or perhaps a restaurant that they would just break into the safes. But no, it was an escape room. And as with escape rooms, they are full of riddles and clues. For people who don't know what an escape room is, you basically have to escape the room. You get put in there for an hour.
Justin.
Yeah. You kind of get it, right?
Thanks, Justin. Wait it. That was awesome, dude. Good job.
Yep.
Escape room. It's a room. You got to escape from it.
In a nutshell, folks, you're put into a room. It's locked. There's puzzles you have to solve. And if you don't solve it within a certain amount of time, you lose.
You die.
Well, the description is useful for me because over here, when I think Europe, of course, when I think escape room, I usually think like a secret passage leading out of a building rather than actual sort of room you've got to escape from.
Do you mean a secret passage?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, I mean a secret passage.
I just know
escape room is more roomy.
That's okay. I was going to say these thieves just obviously weren't very smart. They didn't do their recon to find out if it was worth breaking into.
Well, the funny thing is most thieves are not that intelligent.
Well, that's what makes them very entertaining.
Yes,
very true.
And I'm very glad my mic got cut off when it did.
my very favorite dumb criminal story was a dude that called the police because somebody stole his weed.
What? That's right up there with the guy who was drinking, driving, and called the cops on himself. Or what was it? What was the Florida man story, Lorena?
Which one? The one where he was at home and he called 911 because he wanted the cops to bring him liquor and ice cream.
What about the one last week where we had the woman who claimed the wind blew cocaine into her purse?
Yeah, that's a good one. There was the cop that had the weed brownies, and him and his wife got high, but he thought he was dead, so he called 911. Trying to figure out if he was dead or not. This was a cop.
Wow.
And he's using cop lingo too. Yeah.
Oh, that's
he's not the only idiot today. We also have whoever designed this camera, the robot camera in a soccer match, mistakes an assistant referee's bald head for the ball, as you can see right there. I have never seen that before, but I can only imagine just like how many people could probably be like, okay, I can see that. I kind of feel bad for the guy, but it's something that's funny that he'll probably tell his kids someday. Like, hey, look what happened. So that's all right.
If anybody's ever watched Dragon Ball Z in the past, I'm thinking of the time when the first time they're trying to make I think it's Goku go into the monkey form, and they use Krillin's bald head to basically reflect the sun like the moon.
Oh, I wouldn't have even thought of that. That's brilliant.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, me
I've only seen like 2
joke.
episodes of Dragon Ball Z in my life.
I vaguely have an idea of what he's talking about. So this woman, this is a real champ right here. I think this is a Florida woman who was going into labor, but she stopped to vote before going to the hospital.
Vote or die.
I give her props for that.
Yeah. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care who you're voting for. That vote is yours. You don't have too many chances to get this. So you're an American. You're a real patriot right here, woman. Absolutely. That is a true American. Unlike this man who is from Wales, who threatened to burn down flats after paying 20 quid for oral sex that he didn't get.
Wow.
20 quid is like, I don't know, $25 or something.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. So,
right.
Richard, what did you tell me backstage? I don't want to steal your joke.
Well, there are kind of 2 things that come to mind from this. First, 20 quid over here is nothing. So, who did he pay that he thought was going to get the blowjob from? Secondly, with it being in Wales, did he actually hire a person to do it?
I knew he was going to go there.
Wait, what?
For those who are not informed, the Welsh have a rather peculiar stereotype of being sheepjaggers.
Yeah, just think Wales. Just think like dueling banjos.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wales is like the rednecks of the UK, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God.
Or the Welsh.
I love his mugshot too. It's just like, or not, I don't even know if it's a mugshot, but it's just like it looks like he's yelling and complaining about it. As
that was basically
He's still pissed about this 20 quid.
That was probably in the cell and just be like, "What the fuck was that?"
That was.
Well, here's the thing: if you just say he was from Florida, we would all buy it, right? Just based off the way this guy looks.
But to be honest, that wasn't far off my face when I told Mad to fuck off yesterday.
Must have been real
to be
bad.
Fair, I think Comix makes like a great point because like until you see the teeth, we don't know if they're British or not. Like they could be Floridian.
But you can kind of see a little bit there.
Yeah.
You can get an idea, but we're not here to judge him on that. Just
Comix, come on.
Yeah, I think we can judge him.
But I do judge Twitch for pulling a fast one on my boy Herman Lee. He was suspended from Twitch. He's the guitarist for Dragon Force, as you know, the hardest song to play on Guitar Hero 3, for playing his own music on his own stream. I think this is a whole new low. I love his face though. If there's any good to come out of this article, it's that face. He's just like, it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But you know what? This has been going on for so long. It's just ridiculous. So it's just par for the course at this point. Okay, this is something that I thought was absolutely absurd. So this woman, she's hung over, and she got DoorDash or something, and McDonald's delivered 2 ketchup packets to this hungover woman, and this was her order. She ordered a hamburger with no regular bun, no mustard, no onion, no pickles, and no regular patty, and she got 2 ketchup packets as a result.
Oh my!
She must have still been a little bit shit-faced.
Yeah, because
that's what I think.
did she pay for that? How much did she pay for that?
I would like an order ketchup, please.
I swear the delivery fee has to be more than getting a hamburger. Like just going there, like.
Were you the one who did the order proper?
We're gonna move on. Now, these stories were I thought was very perfect for Halloween, as it's coming up in 2 days. So this was really, really odd. This health official in Oregon dressed up as a clown to announce COVID-19 death toll. Why would you do this? Why would you do this?
Because it's Clown World. That's why.
Yeah,
I guess par for the course for. I mean, at least Portland, but I mean, there are other people who live outside
Clown World. That's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah, I mean, like, why? Why?
Literally, Clown World.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. This is a new low.
I mean, couldn't she dress up as a fun clown like Krusty the Clown or one of the killer clowns from outer space?
She went with the John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
John
mention it.
Oh yeah. And
Joan Wayne Gacy. Okay.
Pogo the Clown.
Did you just assume her gender?
I mean, I can see titties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, this in 2020 that no longer means anything.
That's true because they could be employees.
I went out. I went out. On
you know what? Never mind.
If you actually got to see
it doesn't matter today. It doesn't matter today.
Yeah, if you got to see the shout out, for the birthday for Lethal Lightning from whatever that was on Twitter, and their partner that was
whatever that was.
Yeah, whatever that was. I mean, I would hate to misgender or characterize or call that person. So whatever it was.
These days we've got to call them body positive folds.
Body positive.
Oh wow!
Are they classified as a meat popsicle?
They could be.
No, never. I can't. No, I'm not gonna say that on Justin's stream.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the private. No, don't even put it in the private. Put it in the regular chat so everyone knows. Everyone deserves to know it. But I mean, speaking of Clown World, there are a lot of people who get canceled on Twitter. They make these, half-assed apologies. Like I'm sorry for this and that. I'm sorry for everything that what I have caused. This is a whole other level. This man killed his entire family, and he apologizes to anyone impacted negatively by the situation.
That is.
Justin,
yeah, sorry about your property values, guys. Sorry about
guys. He's just being polite. He's Canadian.
Yeah, that's like the most Canadian thing a serial killer could say.
You got a point. Yeah, they're extremely polite in Canada.
You know what?
Even when they're murdering their entire family. Jesus.
Okay, all right. So I'm watching.
I'm not laughing
at studying engineering. Okay, he probably washed out, so his brain was probably already screwed up. But dang.
Oh my gosh.
I did mean I put it in the chat.
Did you? Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it'll come up eventually.
Did the Google overlords zap it? They've been doing that lately.
Possibly.
I don't see it in the live chat either.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I feel like I'm somewhat curious of what the steps were before he decided to murder them all.
Yeah, like what did they do?
Yeah, maybe did he have did he say, "Hey, honey, we need to sit down and talk," or
I don't know. Maybe he asked them for money one too many times.
Yeah, it could be it. But then wouldn't it be them killing him?
Well, you have to understand this kid's an engineering student, so he's not typical.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, not really. Also, somebody who's very atypical, but also somewhat familiar. This Texas cannibal who was on death row was denied his demand for a human meat steak as his last meal.
Oh my
God!
God!
Of course, it doesn't even show his full
Look at those
picture.
ears.
It doesn't
This
show his
dude
full
looks
picture.
freaking
looks like
weird.
a cartoon
Let's see
character.
more.
Wait, can we click to see more? Come on.
Oh yeah, okay.
See more.
Don't
Justin.
tease
All
us
right,
here.
all right,
Please
all right.
pick
I'll
to
see more. Let's see a little bit more of what he looks like.
Right, no. Let's see more.
It's not as bad
Yeah.
as what we've seen so far.
Yeah, look, he's nice. He used to have nice hair. Like what happened?
I don't want to see Leatherface. I want to see a real life one. Come on.
Wow, you had all that first.
Really?
Yeah, he had it prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Whoa.
Dude, those ears, man. The guy looks like he's a goblin.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm a Warhammer player, obviously. I've been with Warhammer for a decade now, give or take. There is actually one thing that this guy reminds me of. If you want to blow me up quickly,
I don't even know what that is.
it's
That looks like
literally
nonsense.
it's literally an army of basically demonic rat men.
Yep.
Okay, so a bunch of him running around. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get off this. But before I do, thank you, Entertainment and Star Wars. Thank you, Rob, for the 2
Hey, Rob.
super stickers.
Okay. Is it just me, or does he actually look like a real life Ferengi?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
He's very close.
Oh my! I didn't even think that. Oh my God!
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
with the-
bad.
Now you can't unsee it. Now can
No,
you?
you can't. No, I can't. I can't.
Oh my God!
my.
Wow.
If his ears were a slight bit larger, maybe. Yeah. Man.
Okay. Well, last but certainly not least. So this was trending on Twitter. Harry Styles was hanging out at a super fan's house after his car broke down. This is the super fan that that was.
I love
Yeah.
that
was
movie.
very kind enough to take care of Harry. He's doing okay as far as we know, but we all know how this ends.
Yes.
So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Thank you everybody who's hanging out here in the chat. Thank you, Rob, for the super stickers. So once again, I think I might have missed one. It was the poop one, it was the popcorn one. I appreciate that. Thank you, Teresa Martin, sneaking in there with the super sticker right there, and of course she's giving us a very nice flower, very nice rose. I very much appreciate that. Teresa, you are such a sweetheart. I greatly appreciate that. Lorraine, I know you got to get going here. So in case we're not going on, tell the people what you got going on.
Okay, well, hey everybody, I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. Tonight at 9 o'clock, a special Halloween edition of the Queen's Council over on Christie's channel. Tomorrow I will be on Loki's Mornings of Mischief at 9 a.m. to basically talk about episode 1 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. And at noon, I will have my lunch table show where Lady Toriel will be my special guest.
All right. And thank you so much. Hopefully we'll still be going on when you come back. So take care. Very nice to have you, Lorena.
Have a great stream, guys. Thanks, chat.
Appreciate it. All right. So for our first topic, for first main topic, this is something that everybody I know for a fact will definitely get a little bit of what you call the nostalgia feels for people who have been around the Phantom Menace for quite some time. They'll know what I'm talking about. This is one of the first stories that led to one of the first victories per se with the Phantom Menace, with Solo losing money. You know what I'm talking about. Pando Lando is back in the news. There's a new Star Wars book that reveals more about Lando's pansexual relationship with L337.
Of course there is.
Now this is actually quite tame. This is the only real excerpt from it. This is from the book. From as we all know, L3 is in the Millennium Falcon, which is hilarious. But she sees the events that are happening in Empire Strikes Back when Han and Leia are, getting a little intimate, if you will. So this is the excerpt from the book. The collective is, and this is coming from a book, Faith in an Old Friend, which is a strange title. There are a couple other droids that are in the Millennium Falcon's like hard drive system, if you will. So this is from L3's perspective. The collective shifted to the cam, bringing up the visual. Han held the woman Leia in his arms. L337 suspected what this meant. She remembered how Lando's heart rate would change whenever they were in close proximity. Something like sadness shoved against her awareness. Is this organic courtship? One of the robots says. The collective listened, and L3 was grateful for the distraction. That feeling reached this robot, ED4, who sent a gentle nudge back. L3 no longer had the body she'd spent so long building or the human partner she'd bonded with so deeply. But she wasn't alone, and for that she was thankful.
Wow.
So they're putting their toes in the water. They're pushing it. They're really pushing it.
There are so many things just in that excerpt.
Yeah, I know.
That annoy me.
I have thoughts.
Before we get into those, I would like to thank the rookie critic for the $2 super chat. Tremor 7 sucks. Oh, hi, bros.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Thank you, rookie, for the super chat. Yeah, go ahead. Doesn't this bring back good memories, though?
What?
From 2 years ago?
Okay. I have a couple thoughts. One, in defense of Lando here, his heart could be racing because this psychotic robot was like near him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She's like, I remember when his heart would beat fast around me because you're crazy. That's why. You're a crazy robot. Or sorry, you're a crazy droid. My bad. By the way, is it not weird that she's a part of the ship and is now spying and having thoughts of what she is seeing? And is she not pissed that Rey has just taken the Millennium Falcon for herself?
What?
I mean, she has to be flipping out right now, right?
Remember when things... I can't believe I'm saying this, but remember when things used to be so much better 2 years ago? I mean, how far have things gone? I mean, the fact they seem to just be the first sort of most notable thing that stands out about this. How many droids have they plugged into the Millennium Falcon by now? Because it says what? There's at least 2 in this, according to
there are
the
3, including L3.
Are you saying that L337 is a slut?
No, I think she's like, yo, you guys, y'all need to see what Han's doing to Leia, and I think it's like spreading it to everyone.
Yeah, they shifted to the cam, bringing up the visual. Okay, so they're very creepy droids. I mean, look, if you have nothing better to do, I don't.
What was that whole thing? What's that whole thing about L337? Building her own body. Droids can't do that.
No, typically no.
No. L3, yeah, it says L3 no longer had the body she'd spent so long building, or the human partner. Yeah, okay. So long building, like building on top of like what she already had? Or
Maybe she just means like makeup and stuff.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I mean, does it not, though, bring back very fond memories of, the Pando Lando memes? Really. They were nice times. They're fun. They're fun in comparison to now. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed this
2 years ago when everything was so much simpler.
Pretty
Seriously.
much,
yeah. I mean,
but now it's confirmed that Lando is a robot fucker.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean,
I still stand by mine that he was just nervous because she's cuckoo bananas.
Yeah.
You don't think he was that nervous?
Terminus Est has a good comment there. L337 got plugged in by R2D2. She had an R2
That's pretty.
Well,
good.
even the name for that
Wow.
robot is still lame. It's basically leet speak.
Leet.
Yeah, it means leet.
Yeah.
So
What were you
dumb.
gonna say, Culture?
No, I was just saying that was dumb. It was lead speak. That's all. No, I was just
Yeah.
saying what Comix was saying. So
I do think like the memes are pretty fun.
It's
though.
just it's literally that "Hello, fellow children" meme.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
leet speak was so 90s internet.
I don't quite know what you're talking about.
Yep, me either. Wasn't going to say anything though.
It's
That was-
hacker speak, man.
I
I only
gotcha.
know a little bit about it, but
hack
Is that like where
Hacksaws, yeah.
you could type in hello on a pager upside down or whatever?
Oh,
What's
Oh
going
no,
on?
boobs.
that.
no, it was a way of just replacing certain letters with numbers. It makes it just a little bit more difficult to read.
The precursor to what people call gamer words now.
Yeah, it was called leet speak or hacker speak.
Is this in the same time frame like people would have floppy disk and like a grenadier, like not a grenadier, but like a bandolier,
Grenadine.
a bandolier, like and have floppy
Dan-
disks they could pull out to hack stuff like payphones.
What?
No one saw
Well, you
hackers?
don't
My
exactly
God.
hack payphones with floppy disks, but
Is it
That's
bad?
not,
what
I
I'm
was like, that's
saying.
not how it works.
Is it bad that
that's
that
not how
sounds like
hacking works.
that sounds like it would make a better movie than anything we've gotten in the past 3 years?
It was a movie. It was called Hackers. It had
Yes, it was. It was called
in it.
hackers.
Angelina Jolie was in it. They were using 3.25-inch discs. That's correct.
Yeah.
I don't remember them. I don't remember them using them as like ninja stars or anything. But
What's his name?
you know.
Not Scooby, Shaggy.
Shaggy,
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
He was serial
yeah.
killer.
He had
Yes.
like a bandolier, like as a belt that had floppy disk.
Oh, that's
Like,
right.
Quick.
Yeah,
access.
he had all of his best. He had all of his best worms and hacks
In the movie?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it was for reals, dude. They were talking about Risk architecture. I mean, it was awesome.
So,
And they went and they hacked the mainframe, dude. The Gibson.
so
At Ellington.
That's
Ellington
right.
Mineral,
I forgot they called it the Gibson.
Ellington Mineral Corporation, and
So
it had
what-
Fisher Stevens in it. Yeah.
So what I'm getting from this is that Ubisoft stole the plot of a movie for their Watch Dogs game.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Maybe I should check it out. It did remind me of this meme that somebody had actually sent me. This was from 2 years ago. Panda Lando will be back in Chicken Run 2. See,
That's epic.
Stone Cold Jeremy with the $2 super chat. He said, "If by nice and fun you mean cringe, maybe." No, this is what I'm talking about. This kind of fun that you could have. A ridiculous. Like this was so funny. Like back, or like when it was announced, I was like, you got to be kidding me!" Like that reaction, like everyone else had, but I was like, this is actually pretty funny. This is something that is typical Lucasfilm, and you could just make all the memes you want. And I guess in retrospect, I have fond memories of
That is a
that
great
time.
meme because
It
the face
really
the
is.
look on his face is priceless, and the look on the chicken's face is priceless too.
You just like, yeah.
I'm
Remember when he said like that thing is literally a blob, like in that interview.
I'm disturbingly reminded of the chicken fucker article we had last week.
Oh,
yeah.
God! Oh, I didn't even
missed
think about
that one.
Super Troopers all over again.
Oh wow, that's
You there?
absolute tragedy.
Hey, bear fucker. You need any assistance?
So I guess what I want to ask you guys is, so they've already dipped their toe in the water once, and they're doubling down on it again. What do you guys think is the next step? Like, are they really going to go full into detail of this relationship? Like, how much further is this going to go before, most people who are paying attention to this stuff, because a lot of people are like, oh, this is great that Lando's pansexual and stuff like that, but like, it's not even accurate.
Here's
like, how much
the
further
thing,
can
and-
they go before people are like, okay, this is a little bit much?
well, that's what they're doing. They released this specifically to test the waters, right? I'm sure that they have a section of the book that goes into very like detailed descriptions of droid man sex, right?
Man machine interface.
Yeah, exactly. But it's easily removed. Like it doesn't. It's not like necessary for the story to continue, right? So they put out this little bit of section, see how people react to it, and then that will determine whether or not they go with that in the book or without it. That's what.
Yeah, but guys, I hate to disagree with Matt and all your not wisdom.
Guessing?
But I have to say that they've already done this with the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back book from a certain perspective, or a certain point of view, or whatever that piece of garbage is.
That shit's from?
Yeah.
It's from that book?
Well, the Han Solo story where there's extra characters that are deciding to weigh in on their jealousy of Han Solo because he's too handsome. He's being Han Solo's being derided because he's too handsome. Yeah, that comes from that book, which is
it's a short story. Yeah. This was Faith in an Old Friend from a certain point of view. This is all from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, it's funny.
I should have addressed it earlier.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, really, because relatively speaking, Harrison Ford portraying Han Solo, so obviously Han Solo looks like Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, honestly, he's kind of average looking rather than he's not like he's not it's called stereotypical movie star.
No, he's rugged good looks. That's the important thing. So in Hollywood, you don't necessarily have to be the most gorgeous person on the planet. You have to have a unique look about you. Harrison Ford has a unique look. And therefore, I mean, when he was cast, they cast the best looking carpenter they could find, and they nailed it with Harrison Ford. So, I mean, that's the guy I'm looking for, a man's man. He is a man's man. They cast a man's man. His acting career is because he's a man's man.
I heard a couple of others, and sadly, we won't get that anymore because of Hollywood.
No.
Yeah, I mean, even some people like, what was the last man's man per se that you've seen in a movie? I mean, could you even argue that maybe like one of the Marvel superheroes were like maybe like I don't know, like to a certain extent. I don't know, like
who was in the movie Lockdown that took place in space?
Guy Pearce, right?
Guy Pearce, yeah, I think he's kind of like the last man's man.
Yeah. Well, I like that movie.
Wait, hold on,
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
he's
Matthew
a man's
McConaughey.
man.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
What about Henry Cavill?
No, not Keanu Reeves.
No, I'd say
British.
No, it's like Henry Cavill. Keanu Reeves is like his own animal, man. See, I wouldn't classify him as a man's man.
He's just Keanu Reeves.
He's just Keanu Reeves, man. Yeah.
He's a movie star.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is always going to play, some sort of Jesus Christ figure. That's his thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. Go where the hair takes you.
Is not the everyday man.
You mean the everyman?
Every man.
Soul Assassin comes up with Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt?
He's not quite a man's man. He's a little
goofy.
Yeah,
yes,
we're talking about like
he was pretty jacked in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I would not classify him as man's man. He's too much of a goofball.
Nina's saying The Rock.
Yeah. No, The Rock is a specimen of a human being, not a man's man.
He's a living Marvel character.
I agree.
Like
then maybe we should define what exactly is a man's man. I mean, like what are we talking about? Like the old like James Bond films? Like that's what we're talking about.
Sean Connery.
Oh, yeah. Definitely gotta be
like the old Hollywood actors, the movies that they would be. Trying to think of a few. What's so funny?
Indiana Jeremy puts Jeremy as a man's man.
Maybe.
No. Maybe. Jeremy's a friend of mine, but he can't even order pizza. No, he's not a man's man. He's the Karen of the week.
Soul Assassin.
I love you, Jeremy, but you get on my nerves sometimes.
I'm thinking more like Bruce Willis, Die Hard, as like.
Yeah, that's
but that doesn't.
Soul Assassin and Nina Infinity say Henry Cavill. I'm kind of inclined to agree, but at the same time, thinking about it second time, he's kind of
Pierce Brosnan.
Fuck you.
Pierce Brosnan is the only English guy that I can think of that could be a man's man.
Henry Cavill's kind of too much of a pretty boy to be a man's man.
Yeah, no, he's a little too posh.
Tom Hardy, anyone?
Hard to say.
I think when he's beefed up, he can be.
He's in the vicinity of man's man.
Yeah. Sure. I like Army Hammer.
Army Hammer, no. Army Hammer's not a man's man. He's a
no, but I do like him a lot.
No,
I like
he's a billionaire.
Henry Cavill movie.
He's a billionaire.
There
guys.
are billionaires who are sissies.
Oh,
like what's your point?
What about two that come to mind actually? Nathan Fillion and who is it? Mark Strong.
No,
plays Merlin in Kingsman.
Yeah, isn't he British as well? I'm seeing a pattern.
Well, Nathan Fillion is not British, but
no.
Yeah, no, that's the one to throw you off.
Nathan Fillion, I kind of with Chris
McConaughey.
Pratt. He could be, but he's kind of too goofy.
We sound gay with our man stuff? I don't think so.
We're talking about our idols.
Look, James Bond. This is the problem with James Bond. This is the Daniel Craig problem, and going to be the problem going forward because they're going to turn James Bond into a chick. But that's a whole other story. You have to have a man that every man wants to be and every woman wants to be with, and that is the constant of James Bond. He understands he has a limited period of time on this earth, and that is why he lives the life the way he does, and that's how in that world during that period of time those people kind of live. They didn't all live that way, not quite as flamboyantly. But that's what Ian Fleming did. He crafted that character as a man's man. That is the prototypical man's man. But like you said, it's not me, lusting after this person. It's me understanding that they have characteristics that are desirable that I would like to emulate. Mm-hmm. Those are the man's man, right? I can't emulate. That's okay. Matt, I don't know why you're here, to be honest with you, but that's fine. I mean, I didn't invite you. I didn't give Justin permission to invite you.
What?
I'm kidding.
I mean, going along with the James Bond thing, I think there's something similar. It's like if you had it's like 300. Who would you cast as a Spartan in a movie of that period?
Yeah. And I think I think
guys.
that's
No one's here to judge anybody.
No,
I was thinking more of the everyday man, like a guy like that could be me, and that's why I said Bruce Willis and Die Hard.
That's Tom Hanks.
The everyman is
Tom Hanks.
like Jimmy Stewart or Tom Hanks. Somebody like the idea of Superman in a certain extent. Like anybody could put themselves in that situation. A man's man is somebody who's how I would describe as just more of a a traditional masculine badass who goes around shooting people, gives no fucks, cares about the
that sounds like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it is probably Bruce Willis. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. What do you think about Bruce Willis about?
Yeah, you seem to be on Bruce Willis, or maybe you want to
get Die Hard though, because that's the whole point of Die Hard. It's just this normal guy, this cop that gets thrown into it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hey, everyone in the chat, do you think Bruce Willis is a man's man? Just let us know.
Where did the chicks go? We had 2 chicks here. They could help us out with this. What happened?
Well, it's weird because if you go too much further,
get out of here.
if you go too much,
you toxic white male, how dare you?
If you go too much further up than Bruce Willis, it kind of just becomes its own thing and it stops being a man's man. It's a weird thing to sort of discern.
Identify. Yeah, but I think, like I said, I mean, I always say, okay, if I could be Sean Connery, 1964.
Yep.
If I could be
rampant sexuality with no consequence.
Yeah, if I was Jack Nicholson, right after Easy Rider, or even he's dead now.
Hang on, what's his name?
Oh crap!
What's it?
Wasn't the best looking dude? Hang on, he played the Mad Bomber in Speed. Gosh darn it! What's going on with
Dennis
my
Hopper?
head? Thank you, Hopper.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, not the best looking guy in the world, but there's a charisma to it. It's a je ne sais quoi as well. It is there are many factors here, and you know it when you see it. And Bruce Willis isn't it, and Henry Cavill's not it. Henry Cavill's attractive. Chicks dig him.
Like
it's pretty buff too.
Adam
Oh
Lambert.
yeah, he's definitely my girl.
Adam Lambert when he was in Highlander.
Who in Highlander?
Adam Lambert when he was in Highlander.
Yeah, but I can't get past his mouth and how he talks
face.
and yeah.
There's a lot of people who. Never mind.
He's a funny talking dude.
But I think it does kind of lead back to the Lando. I mean, Billy D. Williams. I think he qualifies as one of those guys.
Okay, wait, no, Nina
old
Billy
Lando
D.
that we
Williams doesn't
know.
fall into the man's man.
Nina nailed two names, and she's 100% right on both of them. For yeah, there you go. Antonio Banderas, freaking badass.
Oh yeah,
and Kevin Costner, equally a badass. You know, and
I don't know if I buy Costner.
You don't think so?
I don't know, man.
Last
the Mohicans.
Nina, I sent you a link so you can.
Are you talking about Dancing with Wolves?
Oh yeah, but didn't she just have a hurricane? Didn't she just enjoy another hurricane?
Yeah, you got me on that one, comics. But Last of the Mohicans, what's his name is in there? Lincoln.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Daniel Day-Lewis is a no.
My left foot. Him? Jim Caviezel is more manly than freaking my left foot.
You're basing that off of my left foot?
No, I'm just saying. I was trying to get these are the parameters for which one dude was Christ, one dude was left-footed dude. That's Well,
if we're talking about Christ, is Mel Gibson Passion of the Christ? Is he a man's man?
Caviezel.
No, he was Mel Gibson.
Wait, no.
I'm thinking he directed it. Wait.
Wait. Jason Momoa, you're probably right. I agree with you there, Comics.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Kurt Russell, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Runner, come on.
No, dude, no. Chris Evans is a soy boy.
What about politics aside?
No, he's still a soy boy.
Yeah, he's a soy boy.
Why?
It doesn't matter. Because of his approach to everything is incredibly soy. I mean, and even in his real life, and again, I'm setting aside his politics. He's just very soy, not a man's man. I mean, sure. I mean, you like what he can pull. I mean, sure, but he's not. He doesn't go about living his life in a way that you would emulate. You would love to have his money and his access to things because he's got. I'm using it privilege, but
right.
That's it. I mean, again, there are qualities that you like Richard said, you can't quantify in a way that I mean, it when you see it. That's what a man's man is. You just
what's
know
his name from the Vikings? The Australian guy. This is the one exception to the foreigner rule from the Vikings.
Foreigner rule?
Can't speak to that. Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy. Right?
Oh no! Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's Travis Fimmel who played.
Yes.
Oh, in Vikings,
Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah, Ragnar.
Oh yeah.
I don't have enough information to make that decision on that.
I came up with one while I was away for a minute. Would Mark Hamill, now that he's older, be a man's man, or is he still too goofy?
Mark Hamill, not even close, man. He's really soft. He's soft. TDS.
He said it before. Yeah. Sketch.
Yeah. Oh,
lovely.
And not only that, wait.
Can't see the sword.
Joe Rogan, sketch therapy. Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yep.
You could definitely call a man's man.
Oh hell yeah.
Despite his politics, right? Because that's the thing. Everybody wants to bring politics into it. By the way, I don't identify with either of the major political parties, but
I can't. I'm in another country.
You vote with Labor, though. We know.
No.
And we all know what that means. We keep up with British politics.
Oh, I forgot. Mad's in the chat.
What?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I'm right here,
Mad?
dude.
Oh, who? Who are you talking about?
Oh, Mad's on the screen. I forgot he was here. He said something, just to remind me he was here.
Oh.
But everybody knows everybody keeps up with British politics, right, Mad?
No one does. Not even the
Okay.
British.
Well, no, they do. They voted for a thing called Brexit, which actually may have saved them just a little bit.
Yeah,
I
Brexit
don't
was
know
a
if you
good
know who
thing.
John Oliver is,
big
but he
fan.
said no.
It does. It does unless not to get. We don't like being political, but Brexit isn't over yet. Unfortunately, it can be undone in this next election if Labour.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, all of the work we've done over the past 4 years can be thrown out in a blink of an eye.
Well,
Yeah, it's so
then
unfortunate.
Go faster.
Is Johnny Depp a man's man?
Good.
No, definitely not.
Well,
Definitely not.
I don't. I mean, Johnny Depp does have Trump derangement syndrome. I don't think TDS stops you from being a man's man.
No,
I
it
didn't even know
No.
he'd had it. I was just
Nah,
basing it on
he
him.
hasn't
and-
said anything really. Like he's been too focused on his lawsuit. He has other things to worry about.
Yeah, any
Let's
dude,
be honest.
any dude that gets beat up by his woman and has her shitting in his bed, not a man's man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
not only that-
disqualifies you.
Yeah, not only that, he was dripping soy since 21 Jump Street. So there's never been a moment of I'm oozing manliness. So. Now, cool. He's been cool. I mean, his very first portrayal in Pirates of the Caribbean of Jack Sparrow, very cool.
And that's all he has.
Oh,
been
hey, salty nerd,
since.
good to see you.
Salty nerd.
Hey,
He's a
salty
good
nerd.
friend of me. Good friend to me.
Friend of me?
He's been a good friend of me. God damn it! I did it again. Improper. It would be the first of many, but no, he's been a good friend to me and for the last few years, and he was also last couple of years now. If I'm it's getting close to 2 years. My God, does time just go by? But yeah, oh yeah, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Oh yeah, they have the Vegas crew have invaded the chat. What is up, guys?
I can't agree with Indiana Jeremy. He says Jason Momoa. No, Jason Momoa is sort of that step above a man's man.
I agree.
He's sort of gone on that same level as almost sort of like The Rock or Arnold, what have you.
It sounds like what you guys are talking about is a
Jason
man's
Statham.
man.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think if you have better hair than a chick, probably you can't be considered a man's man.
Agreed.
Very true.
I'm sorry,
100%.
Wes. What, Wes?
You heard
Well,
it.
your
You
hair
sure about
trans, but you don't have a chick's
yeah.
hairstyle.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Tom Cruise.
No.
Tom Cruise.
Rob?
I think
wants
he's
to be.
more of
He's really trying to be one, but he's no.
Yeah.
No.
You
I-
gotta
he's
be
one of those-
taller than 5'4" to be a
Yeah.
man's
the Scientology kind of ruined that.
Tom Cruise is something all of his own. Let's put it that way.
He's in his
Well,
own
well-
little bubble. That's why I wouldn't consider Kanye to be a man's man. He's just in his own little universe.
If
Yeah,
you melt,
Price of-
if you melt down and have to go to a mental institution, you're not a man's man.
We've all
Oh,
agreed that Sean Connery is
actually,
definitely a man's man.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
what about Ben Affleck?
Ooh.
He played.
Yeah.
If you look at the Jenny from the Block video, he's basically like plays the girl part in that. So I'd say that's a no on that too.
Yeah.
I liked him in The Accountant.
I don't
The
I don't know.
Town.
Yeah, the accountant he was great in. He's shown some
The
grit
Town.
in some of his roles. Yeah.
Yeah. His brother,
yeah.
definitely not Casey.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely
But I think Ben is more that than Matt Damon for sure.
Borg Porg says Dolph Lundgren, but again, I think he's that step above a man's man.
Yeah, he's like the
Ooh,
like-
you know
like-
what? Let's
Arnold
yeah,
Schwarzenegger
Zachariah
level.
Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, for
he's
sure.
He's kind of that that guy you want to be. So yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Christian Bale's a good choice.
Badass.
Yeah,
hey,
Christian
Nina, how you
Bale
doing?
has a possibility. Hey, Nina.
Up?
Hey, Nina,
Welcome. Queen's Council.
So
How was
you're
your
the
hurricane?
first time to this weekend bullshit. We were supposed to be talking about subjects, but we are talking about real men here now, like man's man. Like So go ahead and tell us, like, who's a man's man in your eyes?
Okay, so for the longest time,
actors, that is, yeah.
Yeah, so for the longest time, I used to have like the biggest crush on Chris Evans. When it was like, first, like the Avengers first started and Captain America like first started. And I was like, oh my God, this guy, like every time I was seeing him, I was just like, oh yes, this guy. Yeah. And, Henry Cavill wasn't really a big name back then. Like Superman hadn't come out. It was all about Captain America. And then I started to get to know him on Twitter. And then it was like, oh no. No. And like, so it plummeted. And same with Chris Hemsworth. It was like, okay. And then they turned Chris Hemsworth into like Fat Thor. And I was like, hey, all attraction's gone. Like it's over. Like this.
Really, I was more
he's not sexy.
Yeah. Chris
Of course
Evans,
you are mad.
When he was first starting off as Captain America, he was like the ultimate man's man. But
he was.
Yeah, he was. I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
But not
all of a
anymore.
sudden it was like he like opened his mouth, and then it was like, what do you no? Like just can you just stay Captain America so that we could just have this visual of you and not Chris Evans?
Well, of course,
Too much ism in the world.
Of course, like I said, Trump derangement syndrome doesn't necessarily stop you being a man's man, but when you sort of go off a cliff like that,
it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And see, okay, and then somebody said Joe Rogan in the chat, and Joe Rogan, although seems like a man's man, like he may be for some, but it's not for someone like me because he's just way too, first of all, like a roid, like he's like roided up, and he's like. He just
That's all
doesn't look
natural.
So judgmental. Everyone's so judgmental about like what is a man's man. Yeah.
And he's dumb. He's dumb as shit. Like he's he's freaking dumb. Like he's like a roid monkey that's like he's kind of stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Intelligence is part of being a man's man. Intelligence is part of being a man's man. And if you're not intelligent, then
but he knows
in his defense, though. Yeah, he knows that he's not like that. In his defense, he brings people on so that he can try to educate himself, which I think is very admirable.
I think any dude that disappears into the woods for like 2 weeks with a bow and arrow and kills his own elk, I think that qualifies as man's man.
That's true.
I would say this though. I think it's fair to distinguish. I think we should distinguish. The actors and the characters, because obviously the actors are not the same as the characters. As always, like we can all agree that Captain America, the character is a man's man,
right?
Yeah,
sure.
Chris Evans, not so much. Han Solo and Harrison Ford, same thing. Yeah, Indiana Jones. Yeah, it's just happy coincidence there.
Pierce Brosnan and James Bond, like it's I agree because I mean my favorite Bond is Pierce Brosnan.
I mean,
guys,
not
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, it's over.
It's
over. Done.
Clint Eastwood
Done.
for his day. Clint Eastwood
but again, you're talking Chuck Norris. Like nowadays, he's old, man. Like we're trying to figure out.
Just because
Ice
you're
Cube.
old doesn't mean you're not a man's man.
Immortal.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just talking
Ice
about
Cube.
the current man's man. Aren't we talking about today's day? Like that's what I'm saying.
Snoop
I could have
Dogg.
named Kevin Costner and Antonio Banderas. They're a man's man, but. Like, are we talking about today's day? This is what we're talking about. Is that the topic is that we don't really have a man's man in today's day.
Yeah,
right?
hence the and I think that this actually has it seems like it's sidetracked to a whole different conversation. This is actually very relevant to what we were talking about earlier. For people who are just joining in into the chat, our conversation started out as Pando being. Lando being pansexual, Lando. It seems like they are trying to change Billy D. Williams' character and devolving him into this sort of, weird guy who likes to fuck robots. And it's just like we're getting to a point where we're not going to have, a future where a man could just be a man, like a man's man, like the
and Billy D and Lando was a man's man. Like they
absolutely
like that was a man's man, and like they've changed this character to something that's like what abomination.
Nothing wrong with Donald Glover. He's not exactly the man's man, if you will. I mean, he's more of like a millennial guy, who's
the actor that
really good guy.
Michael B. Jordan.
I think Michael B. Jordan would probably be
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
I have to say one thing, because going back briefly to Antonio Banderas, I mean, any man who can make a talking cat with boots and a sword manly is a man's man.
Oh, Price of Reason. We already said Jason Statham.
Yeah.
We were very much in agreement with that.
I agree.
I do have somebody in the chat who's asking a question. Oh my God. This is directed towards you, Nina. How about me, baby? I'm a man's man.
Definitely. Austin Powers, of course.
Austin Powers is like, he's like a young Gary without a beard.
He puts the gur in groovy, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Austin Powers is like the man's man. That's why he gets so many women.
Well, I'm about to pour some whiskey.
Oh my goodness.
Dude,
To those who are asking about Henry Cavill in the chat, yes, but he's too much of a pretty boy to be a man's man.
See, I disagree. I disagree with you on that, because it's like, what is this pretty boy like measure that we're talking here? He's so hot. He's so charming. He has a great personality. All women want to be with him. All guys want to be him. Come on, you guys. Come on. Don't lie to yourselves. You can lie to me. Don't lie to yourselves.
I don't care. I don't know.
The characters he's portrayed, maybe, but not Henry Cavill himself.
The guy, he is so hot. Like, I can't even explain to you the hot.
Okay, looks aren't everything.
It's not just looks. He's a good guy. Like he on like his Instagram stories, like you get to know him, and he's like he's geeky. He's he like goes for walks. He's healthy. He goes on runs. He he's like that person that you want to have in your life. Like, he's not too political. He doesn't talk about his politics.
I actually agree. Henry Cavill is a cool, like, everything I've ever seen in like interviews. Like, he seems like a cool dude. The pretty boy thing, though, if they're prettier than me, then they're a pretty boy. So again, he's still.
Yeah, I mean, that's
everyone on the panel, Matt.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, there's that kind of that kind of thing of a man's man is sort of good looking but average, and then you sort of get a little bit beyond that, and then you get the pretty boy, then you kind of go up into the sort of roided out muscle guy like Jason Momoa or The Rock Arnold.
When you say pretty boy, I think like Zach Morris. Like, do you remember? You guys remember Zach Morris? That guy's a pretty boy.
Well, all right. Compare Henry Cavill to Christopher Reeve.
Okay, who's Christopher Reeve? Who's
the original Superman. The original Superman.
Oh, okay, yeah. They both have like
wasn't prettier than me. So far
like they're both like really, really handsome. So and like Henry Cavill in The Witcher, like, my God, like, it's like
Will nailed it.
Will
nailed it. Well done, Will. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
No, there are a lot of cool names coming up in the chat. I mean, you've got
Swanson. Definitely a man's man in terms of character.
Swanson is a man's man. I don't care.
Carl Urban, for example. That's it. Soul Assassin asks about Michael Fassbender. That actually makes me think, what about sort of the rest of the X-Men cast that we've seen over the years? Hugh Jackman comes across as a man's man.
Oh yeah. Hugh Jackman.
Dances and sings automatic.
Definitely Hugh Jackman.
Wait a minute. I dance and sing, man.
Exactly. I was using you as the blueprint of what not to accept.
What about you and McGregor?
No,
Yeah.
no, he's
No.
not. He's
No,
quite.
the mole on his head
Soy.
always bothers me.
yeah.
No, Runner. No, I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
What?
Ryan Reynolds.
He's too
Oh,
jokey.
definitely.
Not
Boy.
stoic enough.
Well, you bring up Ewan McGregor. What about oh crap. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Liam
Yeah.
Neeson. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That guy's kick ass, man.
And then
Taken?
going back to X-Men, the original Cyclops we had comes to
No.
mind.
No.
No, but listen, Liam Neeson deserves a little bit more time than that. The Gray is one of my all-time favorite movies. It is an
Yes.
amazing
That's a good
film.
movie.
Oh, so good.
So
Just
good.
perfect.
And
Slightly
Taken.
dissatisfied
Awesome.
with the ending, but
Oh.
it's okay.
Look,
I thought
he
it was
has a
perfect.
particular set of skills, right?
Oh,
Hey, Justin, you can mute him. Did you see the after credit scene though? Don't forget, Justin. There's an after credit scene to The Gray.
yeah. I know. I know. Will
And
says,
he was in a movie. He was in a movie with Sandra Bullock that was amazing called Gun Shy. You should see it. It's well worth it.
Oh, what about Woody? Speaking of guns, Woody
Woody?
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson?
No,
Harrelson, yeah.
He's not
No.
handsome enough.
Oh, and he's also
yeah.
soy.
come on.
Yeah, he's also pretty soy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's very soy.
Um,
But Matthew McConaughey, yes. Oh my
Vin
God.
Diesel.
Vin
Vin Diesel, yes.
No, he's so dumb.
Doesn't Vin
What
Diesel
happened
fall
to the
into
intelligence
the
thing?
meathead Joe Rogan category?
Kind of, yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
Kind of.
don't you
Less
need
so,
a little
though.
bit of a personality? Like a little bit.
I feel like less
Just a little
so, but yeah, you're right, Wes. He's more like the meat man guy.
So, Justin, you think you need a little bit more of a personality?
Just a little bit.
What then? Vin Diesel? A little would help.
Jackie Chan as a man's man.
So start working on that, man. It'll help you, buddy.
I give no
I love-
Jackie
Bruce Lee.
Chan.
Bruce Lee was a man's man.
I
It's
love
a little too pretty.
I love all of Jackie Chan's movies.
Me too. I love Jackie Chan.
Even if you
Although
don't,
he's got,
you gotta
he came
respect
out
him.
with a new one though that I heard was like he like cameoed in with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I saw the trailer.
I saw the trailer for that, and I heard it's freaking awful. And
couldn't
apparently
make-
they're in it for like 2 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I couldn't make heads nor tails of what was happening in that trailer. It was
it was
just
crazy.
insane.
Bruce Lee being a man's man, yeah, I can buy that. He's also the only person to ever defeat Chuck Norris.
Brad
Yep,
Pitt-
yep.
That's
That
why
immediately
man's man.
earns him man's man. Like,
Well, he was
ultimate
Chuck
points.
Norris's teacher. So
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. What about Brad Pitt?
oh yes,
Yep.
hell
so, too.
yes.
I
too
would
pretty
say,
for my
I would
take,
say
but-
Brad Pitt, yes. Leonardo DiCaprio, no.
I would put Brad
No.
Pitt back in that category of ladies' man.
Let me
more
look
so
at
than
Brad
man's man.
Pitt.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Thank you, comics.
Okay,
Because
that's
back in the
correct.
90s,
You guys are wrong.
he was like all the women were gushing over the guy back in the 90s.
Interview for
I mean,
with a
and
vampire.
back in the
um,
day, Tom Cruise as well. Like back in the day, Tom Cruise.
Ladies'
Before
man,
he
not
came out
man's
as
man.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brad
Jean-Claude Van
Pitt's
Damme?
too much of a Brad
No.
Pitt's too much of a
Ooh.
pretty boy.
No, Yeti Kess, that did not happen.
Yeah, I mean, he
Diesel does
definitely
not have
comes
a
off as a
single-
man's man in Snatch. I mean, he was ripped
Yeah, Snatch
when he was
was
playing the
awesome.
Viking.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a
Club.
great movie. But
Yeah.
I would
But it
not
was about
consider
Harry
him to be a man's man. He's too much of a pretty boy.
I got it. Steven Seagal. Man's man.
Not anymore.
That's Steven Seagal.
That's Steven Seagal.
No, I don't
Back in-
Yeah, or
acknowledge
like
that. I
Van
acknowledge.
Damme, like original Van
Again,
Damme
you-
as well.
You can't
would-
have better hair than a woman.
I say no to Steven Seagal for the same reason I say no to Jean-Claude Van Damme, for example.
Which is why
Because you're
they're
a
both
hater?
ugly.
Oh, Steven Seagal is like God.
Richard seems to have like a really specific taste in men. Like I would hate.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
You really do.
Theme park casual has hit 2 in a row. Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott.
100%.
Sam
Elliott was
uh,
said a few
Oh,
times
yeah.
earlier.
Patrick
Yeah,
Swayze
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Charles Bronson, very good.
For sure.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
When I was as Culture said before, it's like who would you cast as James Bond? And I said who would you cast as a Spartan if you were doing the sort of classical sort of Greek, Roman, medieval era movie?
The answer to both is Henry Cavill.
Both
Who
what?
played Quigley Down Under?
Wasn't that
What
Tom
do you mean?
Selleck?
Tom Selleck?
Yes, Tom Selleck. Yes.
Yeah. Tom Selleck's a man's man times 10.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude's friggin' amazing.
He's
Although
actually 70s.
I seriously wouldn't
He's like
mind
7
either
feet
Armie
tall,
Hammer
too.
or Tom Hardy as James Bond too. I actually
E5,
think
dude.
Those were hot,
No.
hot guys.
No.
Hot guys.
No. Not gonna work.
the Duke.
Not gonna work.
I mean,
The guy from Miami Vice,
yeah,
Ron
that's
Johnson, that was
Cecil.
a man's man.
Cecil, definitely
Cecil.
a man's man.
Cecil. Yeah.
100%.
Love. Cecil.
I would
Love?
classify Cecil more as a booze man.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
he's definitely.
I'd put Cecil in the same category as Chris Pratt and Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cecil
yeah.
No.
Let me get to a super chat that I missed
Yeah,
from Terminus EST.
Yeah, we've
I'm
spent
sorry. I'm
almost-
sorry about that. By the way, he said Pando Lando is a gambler, so he must have been to a lot of casinos. I'm sure Pando shagged a couple of slot machines and turned them into slut machines.
Oh my
Hey
god!
That's the
I-
Donald Glover version, though. That's the childish Gambino.
I
that we
find
know.
I find it amusing that we spent almost an hour trying to sort of define what a man's man is.
I
Given
find it
that-
hilarious,
given
and I
that-
think it's great.
Given that this is
It's been
2020,
definable.
given that this is 2020, and we've moved so far from what a man's man should be.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing. And Culture Casino, I don't mean to say what you said in the private chat, but you brought up a good point in it. If I may read it.
Please. Yeah. Oh, that's the truth.
Actually, you know what? You wrote it. Why don't you say it?
Well, this is then I think everybody here is going to agree with this. These are the kinds of arguments that we used to have before SJWs invaded our space, before they came in and destroyed video games, comics, movies, television, everything that is pop culture and entertainment, including sports, including
Women used to have this conversation all the time too.
Absolutely. And
That's
now
Taking it away from the ladies too.
Yeah, and now instead of this kind of civil discourse that we've all absolutely enjoyed for so very long, here
Now
we
it's-
are, and we
Now
are
it's
all
like
yelling.
there
at them.
should not be men's men bad, toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
That's the conversation now.
Pretty much.
No, unfortunately, I mean, like Wes, like who would you say is like if you could only pick one, who would it be?
Who would be the man, like a contemporary man's man? Who would be?
Well, if you could find
Like
one.
current time or all time?
I think of all time, the quintessential man's man has to be Clint Eastwood.
Yep. Nailed it. Nobody else said it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because you
not a
asked him
single
first.
person said that.
It was said he was brought up once. Yeah.
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 What about John Wayne?
I brought up John Wayne. I said the Duke.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and there. I don't know that you could argue with that either. In fact,
I would
almost
say Sean
anybody did John
Connery
Ford.
personally, but
Yeah, Sean. That was one of the first things I said. Sean Connery.
You do need like
oh
a
wait,
hint of
actually,
sexual
I take that
predatorness.
back. I take that back. Humphrey Bogart. Case closed.
Hmm?
Humphrey Bogart. It's done.
Oh,
Yeah, Humphrey Bogart would be in
Yeah,
the
we-
man's man category. Absolutely, a dude was suave. Yeah.
Yeah.
we all know
Wait,
who he
okay,
is, so there's no
so-
question there.
If you don't know who he is, you need to actually go study film. Like it's
Oh my god.
that's the case.
He's looking at you,
Kirk
kid.
Douglas.
Yeah.
Yes, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that
Kirk
guy? I
Douglas
know
back
that.
in the day for sure.
Is he
Mention-
still
That
alive?
bothered
Kirk
me.
Douglas was like
Men-
107.
Oh
wasn't he?
shit.
What mentioning?
We God dang it. He was in Tango and Cash with Stallone, and he's oh my, come on,
Kurt
Don
Russell.
Johnson?
Kurt Russell. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who
Oh,
brought him
no,
up?
that was
Kurt
already
Russell.
said. Yeah. We're all in agreement of that.
Old
Okay.
Kurt Russell, sure, but maybe back in the days.
No,
Oh, you
man.
think he was too
Even when
pretty?
he was doing Big Trouble in Little China, he was pretty man's man looking.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
oh, that's a great movie.
the mention
So
of
I have a question for you, Comix Division. Would you have this conversation on Friday Night Tights and
Please.
Would Gary and the say about a man's man? I would be really curious to know, and how long the conversation goes.
It would be interesting to see what you guys come up with over there.
Oh,
Never seen the show.
They're trying to bribe you into changing Gary's schedule, like what he has up.
I'll drop in the chat and see what he says.
Stone Cold Jeremy says, I'm gonna just get I'm gonna acknowledge the super chats first, but then we can continue this because I'm really having a lot of fun talking about this. I have never, like, even when I was a kid, never really had too many conversations like this, because not like it was taboo, but it was just like something that we just didn't talk about, which is very unfortunate because you guys are just like talking about it, just like this has been a thing that you've done since you were kids. It was phrased differently.
It was like, so who's the badass is what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There weren't like too many badasses in the movie back then, except there were badass movies, but I was like a young kid when Lord of the Rings came out. That was about as good as it got. Like that was the best, but but anyways, Stone Cold Jeremy says that gives a new meaning to one-armed bandit. What exactly is he referring to? Do you know?
That's the Pando, Lando, and the slut machines.
Yeah, the slut machines, because they're called one-armed bandits.
Speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin's a man's man.
Oh yeah,
he is.
Yeah, swig a beer for the
we're gonna bring in wrestlers. Mark Henry,
Burt Reynolds.
No, okay, well.
Yep.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds. Well, I don't know. If you get a lot of plastic surgery, you're disqualified for being a man's man.
I agree. With
that kind of makes me think, because someone brought up Kirk Douglas before. That makes me think about anybody out of any of the sort of actors out of classic Trek.
Classic Trek.
William Shatner, Jimmy Doohan. DeForest
Yeah.
Kelly, Leonard Nimoy, Avery Brooks, Cisco.
Thank you, Theme Park
Avery
Mosby,
Brooks
for
the man's man.
Thank you for the super sticker, Theme Park Casual. I really appreciate that.
Chakotay, the guy that played Chakotay, man, that guy's a man's man. Whew.
And
he was a Knight of the Comet.
Who's the one who plays Miles O'Brien?
Colomani. Yeah,
that's
how you say his name.
Mm-hmm.
I always pronounce those names wrong.
That guy's awesome.
So do I, and they come from over here.
Somebody said Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Soul Assassin.
Come on, Vern. Of all the people in Stand By Me that are still around, Vern. Yeah, like come on.
No. Will Wheaton.
Two demerit Soul Assassin. Two.
Will Wheaton is a boy's boy, and still.
Will Wheaton is the 2020 definition of a man's man.
He was 2020 even in Stand By Me. Like he was still like that kind of kid. He was always that. He really was. River Phoenix was he like if he had, I don't know.
Well, River Phoenix did play a young Indiana Jones, so he had potential. But again, if you die of an overdose stupidly, then you're disqualified.
No, I'm not.
You gotta be able to handle your stuff, man.
I don't know about that. That's
gotta be able to handle your stuff.
No, that's a little too harsh. That's a little too harsh.
No.
I would say that we will never know. But he gets credit, as being a young Indiana Jones, the most accepted of the young Indiana Jones. So I think he gets a pass.
Going back to Trek,
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen, yeah.
Going back to Trek though, original series, great cast. Next Generation, gone off the deep end. Deep Space Nine, great cast. Voyager, mostly great cast.
You said Next Generation went off the deep end. I disagree because I think
haven't they?
Well, here we go.
Yeah, after Picard, they did.
Star Trek Next Generation, like
the cast I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
You mean like the cast of Picard or like the original cast?
The original cast. They've gone off the deep end.
Oh yeah, they have. But I mean, like back then, the Next Generation cast, like when it was out, Riker, he was a man. Like he was hot.
Stone Cold Jeremy says surviving drugs is a man's man. Are you advocating for Keith Richards? Are you advocating for Ozzy Osbourne too?
Yeah, is Ozzy Osbourne a man's man?
If we're gonna get into rock stars, that's my territory.
Yeah, Steven Tyler, like, dude, that guy's still producing kids. Like, he just had another kid. Like,
are you serious?
Yes.
The reason I brought up
Mick Jagger had a kid recently too, didn't he?
The reason I brought up Star Trek again is because Scott Bakula and the guy who played Trip Tucker, I'd consider those two men's men.
Oh, I definitely Scott Bakula for sure. I think so.
Dude, YetiCast, I don't know if I want to do that.
Never heard
it's going to get copyright claim. You know what? I'm not sure. Is it really that bad?
Don't do it.
Vin Diesel's song. I don't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it, Dustin. You don't want to.
I'm going to play devil's advocate and say it can't be worse than Star Trek Discovery.
Can it?
Okay, hold on. Devil's advocate. How about Al Pacino? Is he a man's man?
Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah. Any given Sunday.
No,
yes, I would say
he doesn't need. He's too short. He's only like 5'4".
Oh, who cares?
So is Stallone.
So what?
I mean,
so what? That would disqualify all the members of AC/DC who are like 5 feet tall. Like, no,
I mean, if you
they're the most. Fuck you.
That would disqualify my first sergeant in the army. He was 5'6", a pathfinder, a ranger, a complete badass. But he's
5'6" is short.
I'm just gonna say if there's
that's what I'm saying. It would disqualify my first sergeant, who was a pathfinder.
I'm just going to say if there's a height restriction on who's a man's man or not, think about Napoleon.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
He wasn't actually short. That was propaganda by the English.
Now keep in mind that he did eventually lose.
He was
facts.
Hung. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to.
Height is no limitation.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, because then Tom Cruise and Stallone would be out.
You also have to look at the time period too.
Tom Cruise is out.
I think he was probably average height. Napoleon was probably average height for that time period. By our standards, he's short.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise would be a giant.
They have a name for it. It's like the Napoleon syndrome because he hates.
I know. Everyone says that, but you have to look at the whole thing with stature during that time period with nutrition and whatnot. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if you've actually ever gone to Europe and gone to a medieval castle, I mean, their doorways are really short.
It's true.
Now grandchildren that can babysit his own kids.
Actually, there's an interesting point about that. People were actually taller during the Roman period than they were during the medieval period.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so weird because their doorways are really short, but then you go in and their ceilings are like insanely tall, and you're like, "What? Who built this shit?"
Yeah.
All right, Justin, man, I gotta bail.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, man. I know we got really off topic, but I had a great time, and thank you for finally coming on. I wish I had had you on earlier. You're a good guy.
Thanks,
tell
man.
me what you got going on.
Well, later tonight, around 10:30 Central, is Thursday Night Throwdown, which is my live stream I do weekly. It's kind of like the pregame before Friday Night Tights, I guess. But Culture Casino joins me along with a few others, and tonight we're going to be talking about our favorite, movies to watch around Halloween, and maybe we'll be talking about some other stuff as well.
Nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Right.
Absolutely.
Make sure to join in the chat there.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I love watching you when you're around the place.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Never seen you
That's a
before.
great show.
Very nice to meet you.
It was
Never
nice
seen
meeting
you
you.
before.
It was nice meeting all of you. I mean, I know Justin, we've crossed paths once before, but it's actually nice to see Madmartigan in the flesh rather than just in the chat room.
Thank you. Now I feel bad for my whole "I've never seen you before" thing, but
It is what it is, I suppose. But anyway, good night,
I like
everyone.
your
I'll talk
beard.
later.
Bye.
What's that? You like my beard?
Yeah, I like your beard.
Well, thank you.
Man's man beard.
Yeah,
Not
totally
even,
is.
man. It's
Totally
a
is.
goatee.
Yeah, but like my husband has a goatee like that, so.
Oh, right on.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, it doesn't make it awkward at all.
no.
I'm just saying, I like it.
This is why we shouldn't.
All right then.
All right. Take care, everyone.
I've got
See you
to say
later,
one thing.
Comic.
I've got to say one thing for comics. I would
All right.
definitely cast you as the Terminator.
Oh,
I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. I also liked what Perry did with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh man.
I would also
Oh, my
say
God.
Punisher. Just saying.
Punisher.
Mm.
God,
No, definitely bad guys like Lucifer. Absolutely. That's Satan for you.
well, I am wearing a Vlad the Impaler T-shirt. So.
See? Oh, definitely. What we do in the shadows look to you. Yeah.
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 I never get called a vampire.
Never.
Yet.
Yes.
But anyway, this would be a good time to wrap it up. But thank you, Comix Division, for being our guest to honor.
Well,
I
thank
greatly
you, Justin.
appreciate
It was
that.
great, man. It was great hanging out with you.
Yeah. Really sad we didn't get to the last topic, but that's all right. It's all good.
Maybe next time.
Yeah,
See you, man.
perhaps. Yeah. All right. Take care, man.
Night.
Night.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
The one
All
time
right.
I'm not the only guy on cam, I'm like waving at the cam, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, huh?
What
Click
was
it
your
on,
last topic?
Huh?
We've spent an hour trying to define what a man's man is in this modern era.
I just
What
let
was
it
your-
happen.
What was your last topic?
Oh, it was supposed to be about Transparency Tube, and Comix Division had a lot of info on that. And I'm just like, I can't even be bothered to explain it. But
Okay.
but basically, it's
Yeah.
he's gonna be pissed off if we actually get into it.
I don't think we
But
should because I'd be lost without him.
I mean,
No, I just
Yeah.
want to know
I'm
what
not-
it was about. We don't have
Really
to get
bad.
into it. I just wanted to know what it was.
no,
what it was about.
basically, it's just this whole other hoopla that's this one dude just said, like, I'm excited to announce Transparency Tube, the first comprehensive look at YouTube politics. We track the views of more than 8,000 political channels every day and provide an interactive viz.
We
for
covered
you
this on
to-
Toxic Femme. I'm very familiar with this bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Given how
I-
important
Dumb
YouTube
name.
is for modern politics and culture, I feel so bad because he just left and he had a lot of information he wanted to talk about. We talked about dudes for the entire time. Like this.
Damn it, Justin.
Well, hey man, it's your channel. Talk about
Wow,
what you
yeah, it
want.
really did go a different way.
Well,
You know what
Yeah, it
happened
really
was-
did.
It's because you donned on that vest and you were like just channeling your inner gayness. You were like, hey, we
Because-
need to talk about dudes. This is a
Because it
dude.
But
is a
basically,
vest.
that's what it was supposed to be about. It's just
Yeah,
this is a big, for me personally, I think I like what it's trying to do, but at the same time, I'm like, you can't just put people into boxes like that. I mean, I love how on Anti-Woke, our good friend John Talks is just very, very much prevalent there. Oh,
course
now
he is.
Jeremy's shown. Okay,
I agree with Mecha It's a hit list.
why?
It's definitely a hit list.
Why is it seen as that though?
Because
This is
it's doing the same
communist
thing.
Wet dream, dude. This is Karl Marx and Mao's wet dream. Like they're like, oh my god, why couldn't we have a list like this so that we can just
There,
knock
Yeah,
out whoever
this-
was our enemy?
Yeah, I'm not a
Listen,
big
this
fan
is
of
just
lists of
ano-
this type.
Yeah, this is another way for them to divide everybody into boxes. That way they can have approved people that you're allowed to watch and not approved people that you're not. We already fight this war with the platforms right now. We don't need somebody else giving them additional ammunition. We also don't want somebody to jump to a particular conclusion based on this kind of garbage that you can go and look at when it's not accurate. Because, like, for example, Clownfish and some other folks are on this list that are anti-SJW and right, which they're not. I mean, they've never talked about their politics. There's a lot of people that don't talk about their politics that are being lumped in, and they're doing so inaccurately. I mean,
And how come
on
Tim
here,
Pool is on the right? That doesn't make any
good
sense.
question.
Because
Because they don't.
Because he's
Go
pro-Trump
ahead,
nowadays.
Richard.
Well, no,
Go ahead, Richard.
Because he criticizes the approved party.
Yeah, pretty much.
As like I can think of a certain infamous mustache man from about 90 years ago who would have loved to have a list like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you know
Yeah,
what? You know what's weird though? Like, I think they changed that because that used to say like it didn't say anti-woke. It used to say
The
right,
Anti-SJW.
and it used to
Yeah.
say anti-SJW
Oh,
and
yeah.
right. Now it doesn't say that anymore. It says anti-woke.
Yeah, and there are other.
Wait, go up. There's the right-wing one. Go up with Donald Trump. I think is that right?
Yeah, he's the president.
Yeah.
And he's a Republican. But
there was a section like this, and they had like John Talks and all sorts of other people in the right. Like it said right on it and partisan right.
Well,
this one just says anti-woke.
No, now you just have John Talks as anti-woke.
I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. Like you can see where I'm pointing. It used to be anti-SJW and then SJW.
Yeah.
Well,
and then they started taking certain people off. Like they took off that Star Wars girl. They took off Mueller. I don't know if they've taken off Mecha Random or not. The last time I checked, she was still on there. But they definitely took off Star Wars girl and Mueller.
Well, I think culture. I'm probably going to parrot you a minute, but I think it's very interesting that they've got Trump listed as sort of partisan right, given that he was until very recently a New York Democrat.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right. Yeah, even his policies now line up with Bernie Sanders.
That makes sense though, because he ran under the conservative, like the Republican Party, so he's red.
But does that make him? See, this is where I run into weirdness, because I don't think that makes you right wing. Nope. You can run under any flag you want to, and if you win the primary, then that's what what the banner that you're running on. But it doesn't make you whatever banner you ran under. I mean, it's the same idea. So
in terms of labeling people, because if he had run as an independent, then what would you name it? What would you name it?
Okay, so here's what you do. Right here. So if this is an interesting argument, I don't think anybody really appreciates, and it's a shame that Comix is gone. But if you were really anti-gun, and you were,
which he's not,
and you. No. Just let me finish this out. He isn't. But if you were, let's say you wanted to get rid of the NRA, okay, what you would do is you would get about 2 million of your far lefty friends together. You would join the NRA and vote a new slate of directors in place, and immediately start lobbying for laws about gun control. Because that's what they've done to us in every other thing. What I am telling you they could do to the NRA, they've already done to us in all of our pop culture, movies, television, books, news media. They go in, they get their little indoctrinated yahoos in charge of things, and then they charge out this agenda that none of us are interested in. Again, this is the 100% the example of wagging the dog. So it's the same thing. So if you wanted, like I said, if you wanted to go about doing these things, so that's what Trump did. He said, okay, you won't let me run as a Democrat for president of the United States, so I'm going to run as a Republican. And then he talks all of his actual belief system, which is very populist and nationalistic. Not to mention the fact, very accurate when it comes to trade and all the other things that people were caring about, including Bernie Sanders, who was running on the same kind of trade policies. And you bring people in over from the left, you bring people and moderates in on the right, and you get the libertarians because you're speaking their language. And then all of a sudden, you are now you won the primary, so now you're running under the Republican banner, even though you may not be a Republican. Maybe you're just a registered Republican, so you can run under that banner. But the rest of your life, you were a Democrat, and you still have your Democrat beliefs, because I guarantee you, his politics haven't changed. He's just going about doing the things that he knows are best for the country with his very same politics attached. That's the weirdest thing. Think about where we are, and we're talking really in-depth politics here, but think about where we are now as a country if you're looking at the Republican Party and the Democrats. The Republicans have always slowly gotten more to the left, and the left has always gone farther left. And that's exactly what's happened. So the politics of the left now,
I actually feel like they've kind of switched roles at this point a little bit.
When culture's done, I've got a sort of point that's relevant that I want to bring up.
Yeah. So, but ultimately, my point is the politics of the right have become what the moderate Democrats believed 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah, and I agree.
And so it's just changed. And you live long enough, you can see all these patterns. You know, but this was one of the things that I've always found interesting in school was the political structure of the country and how everything operated. And so I paid very close attention, knowing full well that I didn't agree with either party, right? But nowadays, I mean, in the affiliation that I am in, which is not the major two, you know, I'm like, well, wow, why does this sound like the things we were talking about 25, 30 years ago from somewhere in the middle? That's what happened. So anyway, sorry about that.
What?
Okay,
Well,
so I'm going to take this moment to bow out because I have to go to the Queen's Council, and I love you guys. Thank you for inviting me for your man's conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you, Nina, for coming on at you know, just out of nowhere. I appreciate it. You know, it was nice to not have it be a sausage fest for a while.
I didn't care. Yeah, it was good. It was really fun. I feel like my voice was necessary in that conversation.
Yeah, your voice has been heard, and we love you.
Thank you so much.
And a very nice hat.
Happy Halloween, everybody! Take care.
See you, Nina.
Love you guys. Bye.
And I think on that note, I'm about ready to wrap up.
So well, if I can quickly,
yes, absolutely.
With what culture and with what we were talking about briefly, it's like for the UK viewers over there, there's a very sort of similar analogy that's going on right now. It's like new Conservatives are old Labour, and new Labour are old Conservatives. It's like the two sides have kept their names, but their policies have completely changed over. So just because one side is listed as Republican or Democrat doesn't mean that's what their political leanings is, or policies especially are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess to a certain extent, just because there is some rhetoric that is, you know, one way or another, you know, one is like more like pro-Trump, and one is, you know, might be like, oh, there's some anti-Trump. You have to understand the entire context of the channel. Like, is this particular channel supposed to be, you know, pushing this sort of agenda? Is it supposed to be satirical? You know, there's a lot of like gray area here. I noticed Saturday Night Live isn't even on there, and they would be partisan right. What? I mean, partisan left. No. Oh. Damn it. God. Oh, I did it again. Shit. Improper. Yeah.
The biggest problem with it is that it's
left. You know, like that's what the channel would be, but they're not even on there because they know it's satire, even though we know what they think.
The biggest problem with it is that it's based on people who are subscribed to the channel or who comment on videos from that channel. What does that have to do with their views? What is the views of people who are watching? It's the same thing with that video game list where you know you had video games that were left, video games that were right, and a lot of it was based on who buys the video games. What the fuck does that have to do with the game itself? What does the audience have to do with the channel and the people behind the channel, their viewpoints? Has nothing to do with it.
And people will say like, oh, that's who you cater towards. Like, no, that doesn't matter. That you can't control the comments. You just can't do it.
Actually, that come to think of it, that brings mentioning games and sort of political leanings. That kind of makes me wonder, right? Assassin's Creed 3 plays through the American Revolution, the War for Independence.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Makes a good one, Indiana Jeremy.
It kind of makes me wonder if, given all the sort of rhetoric we've heard these days, how would the left view the War for Independence?
They're probably
Richard, this is for you.
Yeah, I know it is. Wait, hang on.
Go ahead, read it.
That's not what I'm referring. Never mind. That's not exactly what I'm referring to. There's like
keep that shit on your side of the pond.
We don't need that.
Labor used to be known as the party of the people. They completely switched to the sort of government establishment. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Which is,
I used to have a pillow here for these kind of moments.
Don't assign yourself to don't vote based on what the party's name is. Vote on the policies you believe in.
Yep. And you know, your vote is yours. And for us Americans, go vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, unlike all of these stupid celebrities. Yeah, vote for whoever you want to. And at the end of the day, Your vote is yours. It's not your friend's vote. It's not your stupid celebrity who wants to tell you who to vote for. That like their vote is their vote. Your vote is yours. Use it and use that to your advantage and vote for who you want to vote for. I don't care if you vote for Trump. I don't care if you vote for Biden. I don't care if you vote third party. I don't care if you write in Mickey Mouse, for God's sake. Who cares?
No, hang on.
Your vote is yours, and that's
right.
it.
Hang on.
All that matters is if you vote the right way.
I've got to interfere with
what is right to you. I've got to interfere with your politics for a minute. There is only one person you should vote for in 2020, and that is Doomcock. Okay.
Was that worth it?
Indiana Jeremy has that vote. Well, anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here. So we're gonna go across the panel and tell the people what you got going on. First off, Madmartigan taking a sip of his whiskey.
Yeah,
what kind?
It's a red breast, 12-year age.
Red breast.
Yep.
Okay, so it's like milk.
No, it's a bird in Ireland. It's a dumb bird that never flies like south for the winter or anything. It just stays there and freezes because it's a dumb bird. But they named their whiskey out of it after it. But anyway, so what do I got going on? Tomorrow, fucking morning, because I have to deal with a British guy on my channel as well. We're gonna be interviewing Pennywise at 9 a.m. Central. So that should be fun. Not sure how it's gonna go. I won't be there as always because I got other things I got to do. But 14 and Barber will be doing the interview with Pennywise. Some more best of Jason Voorhees. I don't know. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But some of his videos will be coming back up, and he's upset right now because like everyone forgets about him right after Halloween. So he's going to be wanting to do some like movie reviews or some shit on my channel. So be on the lookout for that guy. And I don't know. That's it. Fucking subscribe. Stop bullshitting.
Speaking of fucking subscribing, Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Hello, friends. I am Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast. I talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams, and I will vlog about whatever the heck I want to because it is my webcast. I have just dropped my Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 3 review. It's a very important one. They tried to comment on, I guess, Brexit in that episode. So recommend checking it out. I'll pop a link in the chat. Hope to see you there. See ya.
All right. And, we were talking about men's men earlier.
I've already gone, Justin.
Culture Casino.
That's right. Thank you very much, Justin. And I do appreciate your channel and the way that you manage your business here during this show. You really know how to manage the monkeys that, show up on your panel. So you do a very good job. Guys out there in the chat, please do me a favor and subscribe to my buddy Wes. Wes is a wonderful creator. He is criminally undersubbed. If you're not already subscribed, you should be. He is the next Joe Rogan on the platform because we no longer have Joe Rogan on this platform. And probably not just for his interview skills alone, but all of the variety of the content that he provides. Every bit of it, every minute of it is excellent, except when he sings. I'm trying to talk him out of doing that in the future. Aside from that, I know, dude, I know. And aside from that, in the future, do be sure to subscribe to Madmartigan, if for no other reason to hate watch him, because a little hate's good for you. A little hate's good for you. And of course, everybody else that was here tonight, Comix Division, Nina, Reina Creole, who needs your watch hours, guys, desperately. Go grind her playlist like it's coffee. Come on, you can do it. And then, of course, my friend Justin. Justin's a good dude. If you're not subscribed here, I don't know how you ended up here in the first place, but thanks for coming and waiting till the end. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. And catch me over on Comix's channel right after I'm over on... I think I'm doing the Pegasus Actual podcast tonight over on Supreme Heretics channel right after this. So just in a few minutes. So we'll see you over there, I hope. Have a great night.
All right. Well, you pretty much wrapped it all up there. And last but certainly not least, our dick from the UK, Richard.
Yeah, speaking of monkeys, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm really glad I got to come on as always. The stream's wonderful. It's beautiful. I love hanging out with everybody on the panel. They're all great people. They all deserve to be monetized. They all deserve they all deserve your subscriptions. Because they're fun. They put out great content. They're plain entertaining, and we need entertainment these days.
We really do. And Yeti Cast, maybe I'll make a reaction video to that Vin Diesel thing. But then again, I've never made a video for the last 5 months, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in, everybody who subscribed and liked, and everyone who's been entertained by this. It really means a lot, even though I'm dressed really goofy like this. Cobra Kai never dies. So Mandalorian comes out tomorrow, or I guess midnight. So I am obligated to make a review for that. So look out for that. So thank you, everybody. This Week in Bullshit, 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. I have a great cast of characters who come on all the time. I think Latino Slant is scheduled to be on next week, so look forward to that. But thank you all so much. And as always, have a great day, everybody. My proper compadres, live long and proper. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
This Week in Bullshit. We're not doing that?
What do you mean?
I'm doing that too, but you can't see me.
Yeah, we go This Week in Bullshit all together.
No, we don't do that.
Never done that.
No,
never.
No. No, we don't do that. Not everybody.
I